Stanislav Reshetnyak lived in Ramensky, a suburb of Moscow, Russia. He was a 30-year-old YouTuber who became famous for the content he presented. He became known as a trash streamer, and his content caters to a specific audience who likes to watch violence. Stas's channel had a growing following. He performed challenges at the request of his followers in exchange for payment. These challenges could range from something simple like kissing a friend to excessive alcohol and drug use. Some challenges were even pornographic in nature. The requests and acts performed became darker, and some included physical and psychological aggression such as insults, torture, masochistic games. Sometimes his friends would appear drunk and drugged, which always culminated in some type of violence between them. One of these challenges, for example, was when Stas had to slap and punch his friend in the face until he made him cry. Some of the more trash recordings included scenes showing his friends vomiting, urinating on each other, eating garbage, truly unbelievable actions. It is difficult to understand how tens of thousands of people followed their lives and paid money for them to do these things. There were no limits to what they were willing to do. His broadcasts were daily and lasted for hours. For money, followers could challenge Stas to do anything, and some of these requests involved torturing his 28-year-old girlfriend, Valentina Gregorieva, who was always present. In one disturbing live video, in October 2020, Valentina shared the news that she was pregnant, and her boyfriend Stas punched her in the face. The following month, in November, a girl hit Valentina and threw a plate of food in her face. Some videos were even more shocking, like one in which several of her friends pepper spray her eyes until she was writhing in pain on the floor. On December 2nd, Stas started another live video, this time on Telegram, including himself, Valentina, and a third unidentified woman. On the table, you could see some bottles of vodka. Everyone was drinking. They were talking and listening to electronic music. At one point, someone offered around $1,000 for Stas to put Valentina outside the house for a period of time. This was winter in Russia. The temperature can go as low as -64 degrees and could cause hypothermia in minutes. Valentina refused to do this, and amidst slaps and punches, Stas tears her clothes. She starts to struggle, scream, and a few minutes later Valentina pulls all the computer wires, causing the live stream to be interrupted. Stas returns to the live stream hours later. He is alone. You could see that it was morning time as the dawn light was coming through the kitchen window. At the request of some followers, Stas decides to call Valentina inside again. However, when he opens the door, she is lying on the floor and not moving. Stas's camera remained on, and it is possible to see him dragging her body across the living room floor. She is wearing underwear and a bra and is unconscious. Stas calls her name, but she doesn't respond. He then brings his face closer to her mouth in order to check her breathing, at which point he starts to get upset as Valentina is pale and unresponsive. He is visibly worried and says, "Bunny, please wake up." But she doesn't. Stas realizes that she is dead. He doesn't turn off the camera. He picks up her lifeless body from the floor, placing her over his shoulder. He puts her on the sofa and covers her with a blanket. He then sits down on his gaming chair and continues talking to the people who are following on live stream. Despite his tears, he doesn't seem that moved or shaken. He calls the emergency services and asks for help. He keeps the live stream running the whole time, and after some minutes the paramedics arrive and confirm that Valentina has died. He even kept it running when he was recounting to the medical staff what had happened. He only turned it off when one of the paramedics noticed the camera and asked him to stop filming. At first, doctors believed that Valentina had died from hypothermia, but an autopsy revealed that, in fact, she had died from a skull injury due to heavy blows received to her head. In addition, she had several bruises on her face and body, suffered internal bleeding, and had scars on her abdomen. It was also proven that she was not pregnant. The pregnancy announcement was most likely invented to get more likes and money. Stanislav was arrested and confessed. In his testimony, he said he had beaten Valentina before forcing her to stand outside naked. The problem is that from here, the story starts to get confusing, and there are no more details about what actually happened. In Russia, the case got a lot of attention, and many people called for stricter laws to outlaw violent online content. YouTube and Google took down all of Stas's videos, in addition to banning all of his accounts. The company released a letter of apology. However, many of these videos had been saved and reposted by other people on other social networks, so it is not difficult to still find them online. In April 2021, Stanislav was tried and sentenced to just 6 years in prison for murder. He was sent to a penal colony, which are isolated camps in Russia where prisoners live and work. His lawyers appealed the decision, but have not yet been successful in reversing the sentence.